Good Sunday morning from Manila here. It's 10 in the morning. There's the music playing in the background. I'm in a park here, but I'm 42 hours into a fast. I'm gonna do 50 hours. Sounds pretty crazy, but I realized a year ago after a lot of business and fun travels that I gained a little bit too much weight. I wanted to cut it down, and now I'm 10 kg down in 1 year. So I just wanted to show and share some of my experience here with you guys today. So basically it's Sunday now. I had my last meal at Friday afternoon, actually only some fruit at like 5 p.m. Then didn't have any dinner, and then Saturday, yesterday I didn't eat anything. Now it's in the morning, haven't eaten anything. Tonight I'm gonna break it with maybe some fruit first, a bit of yogurt, and then some minced beef and potatoes. And in between this, I just have black coffee, because no calories, and water and some electrolytes. Because it's very important to stay hydrated and keep your salt balance or electrolytes in shape. I think the surprising part for many is that actually I and most people sleep better when you're not fasting, because a lot of people eat too late and snack even after dinner. But actually last night I slept 8.5 hours. Yesterday I slept 10 hours, which is pretty crazy. Sometimes when I'm traveling, jet lag and stuff, you sleep like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. 8 if you're lucky, but usually not. So I actually sleep much longer and even better when I'm fasting. So at first, not eating might sound pretty crazy. It's kind of a natural instinct. You feel hungry and you want to eat, and cutting out sounds crazy. But I think fasting can be many things actually. You can fast from food, you can fast from water, you can fast from social media, TV, substances like nicotine, caffeine and so on, and you can have, of course, have really hardcore fast, skipping all of those things. But now I'm mostly focusing on skipping eating. But you quite fast realize that when you don't have the food sort of constantly on your mind, you feel a lot freer actually. And I think that's one of the key benefits from fasting from food. I mean, if you think about it, most people get up, you have maybe a coffee, you check social media, you have breakfast, you go to work, you have some more coffee, you check your phone, then it's lunchtime, then you're waiting for the afternoon snack, then you come home, you have dinner, you watch some TV, check some more social media, you eat more. It's like a constantly just eating. So you take all of that out. Of course, you save a lot of time, also a lot of money, and also your body gets rest and can start healing from inside actually. So I'd say there are 3 kind of main benefits from fasting. Of course, one, fat loss or weight loss, because you don't eat anything, obviously you burn calories instead. But the second one is like mental clarity. So now I've been up a few hours and you can focus on like exercise, work, but of course you also have the third benefit, basically giving the body the time to heal, and autophagy, which is basically where you break down old cells and kind of recycle them. I think it starts after 18 hours or so. 24 to 36 hours is probably the maximum. After that it's kind of diminishing reward, but basically a lot of benefits beyond, of course, just fat loss. So how can you get started? I think step 1 is just to skip snacks after dinner. So if you're normally having dinner and have some snacks, watching TV or whatever, just cut that out. Have dinner, don't eat anything, and then in the morning you eat again breakfast. So if you have your dinner at 7 p.m, you have your breakfast maybe at 7 a.m. if you can, depending on your schedule. So that's 12 hours already. And then later, as this gets easier, because maybe it's a challenge at first, then you just push your breakfast a little bit later. Maybe you have something at work if you can when you get there, and then you just skip it completely. And then all of a sudden you go from maybe 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. actually, if you can eat a little bit earlier, and then noon, and then all of a sudden that's 18 hours. Then of course from there you can sort of graduate and maybe even skip lunch. Maybe that's hard if you're working, so that's why I do fasting on the weekends. So I have more normal life on the weekdays, but on the weekends I can control my schedule a little bit more, and there are no stressful meetings, things like that, so I just skip it entirely. And then after 16 hours you can go up to 24 hours, so maybe you go from dinner Friday to dinner Saturday, and then you can go more extreme like I'm doing now, 2 days. You go from Friday to Saturday and Saturday to Sunday. And if you want to go even more extreme, you can of course have one more day, and you maybe wait already until breakfast on Monday or lunch and so on. If you have a few days off, like you have vacation or something, maybe crazy to do this on a vacation, but I did it when I had a few more days off, and then I did 72 hours. So that's how you can start a bit slowly, step by step. So a few other steps in, like I said, it's important to have the electrolytes in balance. And of course you don't just eat salt, you can, but you mix it with water. So stay hydrated, because otherwise your brain can start feeling a little bit like anxious, you get annoyed easily, like irritated. So make sure you have water and electrolytes, and stay busy. Basically right now I'm out walking, recording this video, editing. It's a little bit tough if you do really like mentally intensive task. I actually normally sit down and edit videos like 5, 6, 7 hours straight in the morning. that is maybe not ideal. You can focus a lot, but you can also get a bit tired. If you're out socializing, walking around, doing strength training, maybe not high intensity, no running, I wouldn't recommend that. I do that on days when I'm basically, having a meal afterwards to recover. So maybe Monday morning, actually tomorrow, I'm gonna go up early, go for a run, and then I have a meal. So then the body's less stressed. But I normally don't do that on the days when I'm fasting. But I wanna say this, I think the biggest challenge is actually mental, not physical. It just feels very strange not to eat, because it's like conditioned that you're supposed to eat 3 times per day, or more than that, whenever you feel hungry, but you don't. You're not gonna die tomorrow. You have fat stored on your body for a reason. It's energy that's stored. It's like a battery. You can go probably months actually without eating, depending on how much fat you have on your body. But 1 kilogram of fat is 7,700 calories. I think I have like 10 to 12 kilograms of fat on my body. Most people have a lot more of that, maybe 2-3 times. You can literally go like months without eating. So it's not dangerous, it just feels weird, because you think every time you feel hungry you're supposed to eat, but that's not how the body works. You can actually not eat. One example is if you're traveling, you arrive late in the evening. When I fly from Sweden to Manila, I arrive like 6-7 p.m. and you have a meal at the airplane like 4 or 5 p.m. Then I just don't eat dinner, go to bed. Nothing strange. That can be one way to start. Like, okay, when I'm traveling, I just skip dinner that day, try extending it, and you can sort of build on that. So also a disclaimer here, I'm not a doctor or medical expert, so check with them before you try doing this. And if you're like pregnant or have medical conditions, maybe don't try fasting. So make sure it's safe. But I think for most people, it's not a problem. You can start small, 16 hours, and 24, 48, no problem. So like I said, tonight I'm gonna break the fast. Don't do crazy stuff like go and have pizza or burger or something. Have a healthy meal. Otherwise you're gonna screw up your digestion, because you haven't been eating for a while, the body's not used to it. So just because you're fasting doesn't mean you can eat trash later. Go for healthy, real food also. It's just those two combined are really like super hack for your body basically. But if you have more questions, let me know. I've been doing this for a while now. I did 16 and 8 for many years. Now I've been doing this prolonged fasting for a while. I should have started earlier, but I just wanted to share my experience. If you have questions, let me know. And yeah, write in the comments. And hopefully this was valuable to you. Let me know if there are more questions you have. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.